Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hulu's official Paradise Companion podcast, Episode 1. Here we go. Strap in, because here we go. I am your host, Ryan Michelle Bethay, and today we are starting off our podcast with,
What's up?
why are you here?
What you talking about?
You're not even in the episode. What are you doing here?
I'm in the show.
I mean, but not in the episode. We're talking about episode 1. You need to go. We don't need you here.
Are you serious?
You are superfluous to this whole operation right now.
You're kidding, right?
I am not. Get out.
That's the rudest shit.
Kick rocks.
No, I tell you what, I'm gonna ruin the rest of the podcast right now. Are you
You
serious?
already are. You don't have to
Look,
break stuff on the way out.
No, go ahead. Here it is.
Okay.
Wait a
Just make
minute.
sure you keep your feet off my couch.
Knock this over.
See?
Go
I
ahead.
told y'all.
Talk now. They can't hear you. This is the last time she gonna be on my show.
Go on and
Hey,
limp on out of here.
Shit.
So, hi, everybody. I'm always excited with every single guest. So I don't want any guest to feel like I'm not very, very, very excited to see them. But I'm very, 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 very excited because, well, I know technically we already kicked things off with a look back episode to get everyone up to speed for season 2. So if for some reason you haven't watched season 1, go do that. The whole season is now streaming on Disney+. But it's time to really get this podcast started because, you guys, we have the one, the only Shailene Woodley with us, the star of what we can only call Paradise, the season 2 short film. Because that's what it feels like, right?
It felt like a full film when we were making it. Yeah.
No, I mean, you go through
film.
so much. I mean, what an incredible way to start the season, and what an incredible way for us to. I mean, my gosh, we're starting this whole thing off with you and the oh my God, what you gave us. So Shailene, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
applauding
you.
like there's like an audience here, but there should be because I feel like so much happened, and I don't even know where to start. So everybody's sitting down at home. And they turn on the television, and there you are. And I know their second thought is, honey, I thought we were watching Paradise. Yeah. I bet you that everyone probably, because I did. If I had known what I was watching, I was like, wait
Especially
a minute.
knowing how season 1 ended.
We expect to see Sterling in a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how we left off. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we know we jumped through time, but like, we don't know who you are. We don't know where we are. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we start with, you know, it's one thing to start with that little scene with the mom and the little girl and that whole thing, but then we keep with that. It's not just.
And then we keep keeping with it.
Right? It's like the whole, by the middle of the episode, you're like, well, this is it. I mean, it's riveting, like everything about it. Like, and for 5 seconds, you're like, what's she doing here? And then within those 5 seconds, you can just feel it kind of melt away. And then you're there and you're in it. And you don't know why we don't see Sterling. You don't know why we're not in Colorado. You don't know why we're not looking for, anybody in Atlanta. But I just know that I don't want to take my eyes off what's happening because I'm watching so many profound moments, which we're going to get to right now, which is like we start with you. You drive to Graceland.
She drives to Graceland. She meets Gail, this
Yes.
wonderful security guard at Graceland.
Sorry, but we're not having any more visitors today. I'm Gail Edwards. I'm Graceland Security. You can't park here.
Okay.
You okay, kid?
No, I'm not. I think speaking to the humanity that you were just talking about with Annie, Gail sees this woman who's also experiencing an emotional complexity. And even if she can't relate to her, she doesn't understand it, she offers her a hand and she offers her heart and she offers her a job.
The old-ass tour guide's here. Keep dropping dead. You know anything about Elvis?
Too much.
Why?
Long distance.
Right,
information.
welcome. And through her job at Graceland, Annie finds purpose that I think she didn't find in medical school, and she couldn't find with her mother, and she couldn't find with herself. I think that Annie is someone who really thrives being of service because in a way it's all she's ever known. She only ever knew as a child how to take care of someone else and how to take care of herself. She was kind of always her own parent and also the parent to her mother in some ways because her mother was incapable of doing certain things. And I think at Graceland, she finds that she has a role in life, in society. She finds her, I didn't use the word purpose, but she does. She finds her purpose and it gives her a reason to experience self-pride, self-respect, self-love. And then when the world comes crashing down, it's a really powerful moment where you see human will just come up from the depths of her soul. I think she surprises herself with what she is capable of. And because for so long before, the disaster happened, Annie was in a state of constantly having to stay calm and constantly also having to think 10 steps ahead. And so in an odd way, all of the difficulties and challenges of her childhood and of her upbringing ended up being the gifts that saved her in the end and gave her that resiliency and gave her that ability to stay in the eye of the storm despite what chaos was literally despite the chaos that the world was experiencing around her. She was able to have this internal center that I would hope to have in that situation. Who knows if I would have the ability to, but I find it extremely, I found it remarkable that this person didn't need accolades. She didn't need to be told good job for doing what so many of us want to tell her good job for, She did it because it was just what you do. She wasn't in a state of needing to impress. She was in a state of true survival, and she made it work.
Let's go back to Gail because she's played by a wonderful actress,
She's
Angel.
so wonderful.
Isn't she wonderful?
Wow.
What do you think makes Annie go, I can trust this person?
That's a great question. I think it's probably a mix of all of it. I think there's the aspect of being so desperate and broken. There's the aspect of Gail, and then there's also the aspect of Elvis and Graceland, which Annie, as a child, it was kind of the only place that made sense to her.
Right.
It was the link that brought her back to her mom. And she knew that if she had something to offer her mom, then there would be a connection there. And I think also I think Annie could sense that Gail was offering her this opportunity, not from a place of people pleasing, because I actually don't think that Annie, I think she's she can sniff out a people pleaser and she's like, I don't trust you because I know this is not coming from a pure place. And I think she saw that Gail was approaching her with kind of a sympathy in her heart, but not a pity. She wasn't coming to her to sort of save her. She was like, actually, we could use someone and you look like you need something to do with your life. And I think that she really respected the directness along with the compassion that Gail was offering her.
What do you think it was like for Annie, someone who has been so close, to lose that? Because we ultimately get you to being alone. So let's talk about that transition from having someone to being alone.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me want to cry now. To lose her mother, I think, left such a massive print on her heart. And I think that Gail was the second. Losing Gail was like losing her mom all over again.
How'd you get so smart, kid? My mom was the smart one. She's watching you. She's so proud of you.
Gail is a friend, a sister, like a kind of mother figure. She's been alone and in a weird way, like there isn't intimacy, there isn't romance, but there's deep emotion. There isn't physical intimacy, but there's deep emotional intimacy between Annie and Gail. And to lose that and be alone again, I think just reinforces Annie's walls and reinforces like, how could I ever trust anyone again? Like, you've taken my mother and now you've taken the closest thing I've ever had in my life apart from my mother as an adult. How am I ever going to trust? And I think that is why she makes certain decisions later in the episode.
Well, let's get to that, because for me, when those men come a-knocking, it was the first time ever in the history of me watching television, film, in the history that I've ever watched anything that I have like, good girl.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Usually I'm like, you stupid girl.
Yeah.
And you, every moment, every move you made, I was like, good job.
Not here either.
You're not alone. There's others here. Oh, you're armed.
Hey!
When we filmed it, I was like, you guys, this is a woman alone with a group
That's
of
what
men.
I want to talk about.
Like,
yes.
Big men walking in with weapons. And the first thing she's thinking ain't, these are my friends.
No. At some point as an actor, you have to make a decision that, okay, they're not gonna
I'm gonna trust them now.
Yeah. I kind of feel like you never really did, though. I feel like you never really until we got to the bitter end. So was there a point in episode 1 that you you trusted just enough or let your guard down enough? Or it felt to me like it was up the whole, my guard was up the whole time, let's put it that way.
Her guard is up the whole time, but I think she starts noticing that maybe these guys are okay and decent human beings with real and nice and kind intentions when she sees them playing football. I think when she sees them playing, there's a thing about seeing play that I think invites us to recognize the humanity in someone else. And I think when Annie sees that, she recognizes, like, she can tell these guys are laughing and smiling and playing together. They actually enjoy each other's company. They're not just in the survival mission. There's like a boyishness and a tenderness and a levity to them that I think in the beginning when they first enter her home, there is no levity at all. It's pure fight or flight. So I think that's the first moment that she starts deciding that maybe these guys aren't who she thought they were. But that guard stays up. But I do think that she recognizes that maybe there is some safety to be had, even if she doesn't show them.
Was that in the script? Because so often it's, you're looking at this girl and you're like, don't do that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's stupid. It literally felt like it was written from the point of view of like a woman who really would be alone. Who did you help that? Or was it already there and you were like, good job, guys? Or...
I think it was there, but there was definitely, we had conversations that first day when Thomas and all of the guys come into the house where I was like, you guys, just with all of the men on set, I was like, look, she's not thinking they're gonna kill me. She's not thinking they're gonna ransack the house. She's thinking like they're gonna physically violate her. That's just what she's thinking, because that's what every woman thinks in that situation.
1000%.
It's like worse than even death at that moment. Your brain immediately goes to, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to survive the situation. And I'm a woman and there's 5 men, 6 men who are now in my domain and there's nothing I can do about it. And so I was like, we have to treat this with a lot of tenderness and a lot of care, because this is a situation that every woman around the world will relate to when they watch this show. And everybody was in agreement and we all talked about it. And I think that was the beginning of how we navigated it, was from that place of like, how do we physically represent the threat there as well, more than just like, the emotional danger and the threat of death. How do we represent the threat of being a woman in the world and being a woman alone in a home in that world?
And more important, it's like, at the end of the day, you have such vulnerability and then you get even more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because like literally the worst thing you can be in an apocalypse is pregnant. How does Annie...
if anyone's going to be pregnant in Apocalypse, it should be Annie because of her medical school experience. Right. But yeah, I imagine the shock of going months without having a period and recognizing that she's pregnant. There's obviously no stick she can pee on.
That's what I'm gonna say.
She's just recognizing that she's pregnant from her physical symptoms. And I think it would be terrifying. And I think it was terrifying for her to look around and go, all right, I have barely enough food for myself.
Right.
I have, and they really, you know, they had to speed up the montages and they had to speed up the time. We actually filmed a lot more than what's in the episode. But we did show the progression of her getting pregnant, and as an actor, to be able to go through that and know what that experience was like for her, the fear of, am I gonna die here alone as a pregnant woman? Am I gonna survive this? Am I gonna have a healthy baby? Am I gonna be able to keep myself healthy enough to provide for this baby what this baby deserves? Like all of the questions that go through her head. Very lonely, but I think also builds a strength and a more strength and more resiliency in this woman. I find her to just be an extraordinarily courageous and brave and remarkable person.
You know, it's like she takes 2 steps forward and then she takes 3 steps back, right? And with Link, she takes this huge 2 steps forward, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the do or die moment, she takes literally as many steps back as she can and she barricades herself in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, Annie, it's me. You in there? The guys are saying that we have to go, but I can tell them that you need another minute to get your things. Annie, I know this is hard, and I know that it's scary, but I really think that you should come with us. I really, really want you to come with me.
I can't. What was going through Annie's mind when she was like, absolutely not? Was it terror? Was it fear?
It was really hard for me to figure out because I was just like, why would she not go with him? Like, I was mad at her, you know?
Right.
But I think the only thing that I could come up with that made sense for me, for her, was that she'd lost her mom, she'd lost Gail, and she wasn't about to lose Link. So if she chose to lose him, at least she was the one in control, because Annie's entire life was her being out of control. And I think actually living and surviving alone in Graceland gave her an agency. It gave her, same as being a tour guide, it gave her a purpose, it gave her an agency. She was in control, therefore nothing could hurt her. And if she went with Link and something happened to him, it would be way too much to bear. So at least if she let him go, she would know there was only one person to blame, and it would be herself. And it would keep her safe because she wouldn't have to be available to a challenge or an obstacle that she didn't choose.
I don't think I've ever seen an episode of television like that. I really haven't. And I know you're going to say it was the writers, and I know you're going to say it's all of these things, but I lay it at your feet, my dear.
Thank you.
I lay it at your feet.
I had a wonderful time.
I'm glad. Well, the guy we've got coming up next, the lovely and talented Thomas Doherty. I said it wrong again. I'll keep practicing. He plays Link. I just met him, and he's just
He's so
adorable.
great.
He's so great.
He's so great. He's just like a ball of light. I feel like he walks into the room and everything gets better.
It did. It did.
You are here.
Oh my God, he lives down the street.
I have to run. I love you.
What? Is this
Well,
your
you're soft.
baby? Oh my God.
Here you go. Wait, and you can say your last name really loud.
Doherty.
See, you're so much better. What is this? What is her
I'll see you in the next few, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You can't go without
Mwah. This is
telling
Oh, what a
Daisy.
surprise.
How old is Daisy?
She is 6 months.
Oh my God, Daisy's a baby. Oh, you do what a beret.
Oh my God, Thomas, you have a stuffed animal.
That is a toy.
See you soon.
If he had showed up at Graceland with that puppy.
Yeah, it'd be a different story.
No,
He pulls up the puppy instead of the gun.
Thank you, and I think we're gonna see you a little bit later. I don't know, a rumor. We just scratched the surface, so I hope you do get to come back and talk to us.
Me too.
I'd love it.
Wow.
Wow. You look really pretty.
Oh, thank you.
So, what do you think?
I was wrong. I missed the beard.
Ouch. And one for the prettiest boy at the table.
Thank you. All right. Big thank you to our lovely host. Cheers.
Hi, everybody. I'm just over here practicing my Irish. I'm
Well, I'm
getting
Scottish,
so good.
but it is Irish
My
name.
Scottish. No, that was very English. You know what? I'm going to keep practicing, and I'm going to welcome you guys back to the official Paradise podcast, where we're kicking off the new season this episode. And who better to join us than one of the season's most, I'm going to say mysterious, but I'm also going to say lovely, because we've just been getting to know each other, and you're absolutely lovely. And what a lovely addition to this season that you've been. What a surprise. You are the incredible Thomas Doherty. No, I did it wrong. Dang it. Doherty.
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 There you go.
You know, if you whisper it, no one knows.
No one knows
Doherty.
exactly, yeah.
Doherty.
It actually took me a while to learn how to pronounce
No,
it.
it's not
I swear
true.
to God, I
That's
didn't know how
not
to do
true.
it.
Did you have lessons? Did your parents give you tutoring lessons?
Yeah, on my own surname.
Oh.
I started saying Doherty.
Doherty.
Doherty. It was just easier. I avoided all of this.
Oh, no, you have to say your name. As someone who, like, my mother made up my name. It's a very long story, but it's pronounced Bathe. And so sometimes you get to the point where they call you all kinds of things, and it's just Bathe. So you would think they're like bathe, baby,
Yeah.
Bethesda. And I'm like, you're just adding
Betheda's
stuff
kind
at
of a
this
good
point.
one. I like Bethesda.
Thank you, Bethesda.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell people it's Doherty and Bethesda. If you just whisper it, no one knows, see? Anyway, you play Link, and I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Well, everyone kept being like, oh, have you met Sterling's wife? And I was like, I met Sterling's pretend wife. Can't remember if I met his real one, but we haven't.
He has
So
several pretend wives.
He does,
He has a
yeah.
pretend wife. He has a pretend mistress. He's all kinds of
Pretend
things.
children.
Pretend children. The first thing I do want to ask you is, how did you end up in this Paradise universe? Like, were you a fan? Did you think to how did it come about? Or was it just like good old fashioned, your agents are like,
Yeah,
on Tuesday you're auditioning for Paradise, and you're like, okay.
I had quite a quiet period in my work, and I was auditioning a lot, and the Paradise came up for the character of Burly Man.
Burly Man.
And I was like, guys, come on. Like, come on. I'd love to be, but I'm just not a burly man. Do you know what I mean? I got little dangly ear. And they're like, no, do it. It's for Paradise. And I'd known Paradise. And so I went in, and then I met with John and Glenn. And I was like, really? They want me to do Burly Man? And so I did it. And I think it was John was like, have you done a lot of theatre? Did you like train doing theatre work? And I was like, yeah. Which might sound like a compliment. I know, like, over here in America, it's like, oh, the Brits, they do their theatre training. But to me, that's basically just like, you're overacting.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh, man, I've done it. I've screwed it. But yeah, no. And then I met them again. And then I flew out to LA, to the Paramount lot. And it was my first time there.
No.
And being from Scotland, going into the Paramount lot and going to the Arches, it's very fancy.
Yes. So can we just, I just have to paint the picture. Paramount is one of those lots that is the most, I would say, I think if you're not from LA, you're not in theater, I mean, you're not in film and television, if you close your eyes and imagine what driving onto a lot is.
That's it. Yeah,
right?
that's such a good way to put it.
So just to paint the picture of you like, whoa.
It's like your quintessential.
And it says Paramount, you're right, and it has these big, beautiful arches and like the water towers and yeah.
I was very uncool. I was like going around the buggies, like FaceTiming my mum and dad.
That's actually quite cool.
And then, went over to LA and met Dan, and Tiffany was there, and got the part.
Your facial hair plays a lot in these episodes, right? It's like a big sort of thing, right? So did you audition with the facial hair? Was it always a part of the character, or did it become a part of the character? Because you really do look
Burly
different.
Man. It was always
Burly Man.
It was always Burly Man. And so I probably had a 5 o'clock shadow when I auditioned. So I was more to my point to my team to be like, guys, come on. And they're like, no, do it.
And you couldn't grow one overnight.
I couldn't do one overnight.
It's okay.
I tried to
some people can cry
on
cue, and some people can grow hair overnight. That's, we all have to have a talent.
And then, they wanted to see me out in LA, and my team was like, do not shave, don't cut your hair. So I looked like a mess. And then even when we were in the middle of filming, I went to someone's birthday party, and I just met someone, and they were like, you look homeless.
No.
And I left the party. Yeah.
Okay, well, boo on them. You did not look homeless. And I love the fact that I think what, and listen, I'm no casting director yet, but I think that there was something, and in all seriousness, yes, when we first meet Link, there is a burly man quality, but then in the next moment, it's like safety. But then the whole episode, I'm like this, because at every moment, there's nothing that you're doing that is making her feel unsafe, but it's just the general idea of her being alone with burly man.
Yeah,
Do
and
you know
all
what
of
I
his
mean?
friends.
And all of his friends,
Yeah.
all of his friends. Like, so when you were filming it, was that something that was top of mind for you? Like the actual, not just your given circumstances as an actor, but her circumstances as the character and how she must feel in this moment.
Actually, it definitely became, so obviously when I first come into Graceland, I mean, for the audience as well, like you have this cowboy, all these cowboys pull up. It's very scary. You're setting the scene. We're in the house. Obviously, I can't play Link as who he is. And also for Link, he's been surviving for years and years. He's out in the wilderness. He's in survival mode. He's come across all of these unsavory characters and had to survive. So he himself is going into a situation where he doesn't know if he's in danger. And so he has to do this. I always say he puts on this mask of fear and intimidation, and because that's protective. It protects him. It keeps him safe. And I think once after he realizes it is just Annie in the house, that's when the empathy starts to flood in. That's when the compassion, that's when the understanding, and that's when he's like, okay, she's no threat. It's okay. And there's a little bit of guilt there as well, because he is self-aware. He's aware how intimidating they all look. I mean, look at Big Papi.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought about that. I was like, you know, so much of what I think makes this episode just heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, and just you guys deliver, right? Is that sense of what's not on the page. Do you know what I mean? Just like you said, like the idea of like.
Well, I think that's everything.
Well,
That's where all the best things exist,
well,
you know?
yeah, but it doesn't always.
It doesn't always
You know what I mean? It
transfer.
doesn't always.
But that's what life is, I feel like.
I
Like,
agree.
Even like we're sitting down here, we just met, and it's all like, but we're still like getting to know each other. We're still in like a unfamiliar situation, but we're, you know, and so
Yes,
that's where all
yes.
like the best things in life lie. It's the things that aren't said.
I want to give you your flowers in that it may seem not basic to you, but it doesn't always translate. You don't always get to see that
Yeah.
lived in quality
Yes.
of work, of things living off the page, of things singing between you. And the relationship between you and Shailene just starts to, Annie just starts to just percolate for us. I mean, you can almost hear it, you know what I mean? And at the same time, the entire episode, I'm still thinking of danger. The whole time.
Both things existing at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
know.
I mean, literally, you see my feet. I was doing this the entire time.
You're doing the shuffle.
Yes, I would do. I was a little shuffle, a little time step. You know, I shuffled off the buffalo every time I got nervous. But because you're like, you know, listen, it's a TV show, and it's just a well-written TV show, and it's a TV show that anything can happen at any moment because we're in an apocalyptic situation, right? I mean, she loses her friend, all of these things, so we don't know. But at every moment, it could turn. I don't think it was until even the moment when you guys are finally alone, it wasn't until she starts to cry. You guys kiss.
It's been a while.
That was our first scene.
No.
Yes.
You're lying to me.
I'm not lying. John and Glenn. So, okay, bear in mind, painting picture again.
Yes.
Wee lad from Edinburgh, Paramount Law in LA, Hollywood sign there. I'm sorry, Shailene, I'm going to do this. I always get asked, who are your top 3 actors in interviews and things? And I always say Ray Fiennes,
Fair.
Stanley Tucci, and Shailene Woodley. I know. And so
made me cry.
when I found out that she was going to be Annie, because I read with a bunch of Annies.
Yeah.
They were all fantastic. When I found out it was her, I could not sleep. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And obviously you have to play the cool guy, which I'm very, very bad at. But this is just someone, an actor, who I've just looked up to for so many years.
Well, she's extraordinary.
And she is just extraordinary. I've never seen anyone sink in to a character in an instant. And it's like I'm having a conversation with Shailene, and they'll be like, ready? And there's something happens, and it's not Shailene. It's the most beautiful, incredible, inspiring thing. And I don't even know how you teach that.
You don't.
I don't even know how I could learn how to do that.
You kind of do it too, sir.
Oh,
I mean, I've never had the pleasure of working with you, but I've had the pleasure of seeing your work, and it was.
Well, it's because I was working with her.
I don't know. Look at you.
So anyway, so I was walking in, and I was like, wow. And that was the first scene.
That was the
I
first
had
scene.
one
How
of my
did you guys do
favorite
that?
actors in the world. The first 2 takes, I was like, wow.
What did you do? Did you have to do deep breathing? Did you have to, like, I would have, did you have to, what did you do?
I was meditating before. I was having to keep myself together. Because like the first
would you do affirmations?
First day,
you can do this. You're enough. You can do this. You're enough.
I mean, you know yourself. First day on set in itself is petrified. You got the execs, you got the directors, you got this new character.
Yeah, and the only thing you want to do is get in your car and drive away and be like, this is a mistake, bye, right?
Yeah, you guys made a mistake. It's okay, we all make them. And then working with this artist it was intense. What was the question again? Sorry.
No, listen, we could spend the whole, I guess it was because you were telling me that was the first scene, and I was saying that scene was the first time. That was the first time that I thought she's safe. And it wasn't until as the character, because we know how guarded Annie is the entire time, right? Which is, I think, what makes us come to love her so much, because we see at the very beginning why she's so guarded. It has nothing to do with the apocalypse. She was guarded from the very beginning, right? So we see her in this moment and we see her break down. And I think that's how, because at this point we are Annie, Annie is us, right? Like the whole episode, I'm like, Shay, oh, Shay. Shay's like the whole episode, right? And so when she finally cries in your arms, that's the moment that I knew you were safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
can't believe that was the first thing you guys shot, because it felt so, I mean, I keep using the word lived in, but it felt so incredibly lived in at that moment where she had this, was able, and my next question is, how did you feel as Link when she gives you that, or when she's that vulnerable with you?
There's always such a tragedy with people having to become something to survive. And I think with Link, that's what he was living so inauthentically to who he was, because that's what he had to do to survive. And I think after all these years, for Link, this was the first time where he could let that down finally, and he felt safe. And that intimacy and that touch, he's not had that touch for so long. And that for him was his journey of it all.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm
Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. I can't ruin this makeup. There's no good touch ups. Okay. All right. Let's dial it back. So yes. So that moment where you guys have that sense of physical touch,
Yeah.
you know, and she lets her guard down.
Yeah.
What was the moment that, and maybe it's several moments, but what was the moment that Link fell in love with Annie? I mean, I don't know if it was love at first sight because it's a lot going on at first sight, but what do you think those moments were?
I think he falls in love with her from that touch, that first touch, because you can't love with a mask up. That's what I've learned from myself. You know, you can be in lust and you can do all these things, but you can't be in love. You can't be truly vulnerable. And love requires vulnerability. So yeah, it was that very first touch. Like I say, it was like touched and it just went all through Link, and it kind of fell apart.
I love that. That's how we felt. Like, that's how I felt watching it.
Great.
No, you know, like, that's how I felt watching it. And then, you know, here we
that's
go.
testament to the writing as well, and Dan. And
I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you all for listening and watching. And we are really just getting started here. So strap in, buckle up, and stay with us next time for the second episode of season 2, where I think we may finally have a reason to talk to Sterling. I don't know. Who cares? But after that crazy season premiere, who knows what kind of surprises they've got up their sleeves for this season. Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming.
And stream Paradise on Disney+.